It's the penultimate round of the Carrera Cup, and the series title is still on the line. But on the streets of the Gold Coast, one mistake and your championship ambitions will be roadkill. This is round 6 in the Porsche City Index Carrera Cup. The race 2 winner is in the lane. This is a drive-through for a start infringement.
Craig on the left-hand side of the screen. The officials have deemed that he's prepped a little bit at the start. It's always a bit marginal and very harsh penalty.
Craig Baird on pole for the first time in 2011. Can you believe it? But he's moving on the line. Is this Phillip Island all over again?
He will be steaming under that helmet.
Well, Carrera Cup is back on the streets of the Gold Coast this weekend. And for championship leader Craig Baird, it might be a case of third time luck. He's had a problem with his starts this year. Stephen Johnson from Jim Beam Racing. Have you been giving him a little bit of advice?
Oh, no, I've actually been trying to give him the right advice. So we'll see how the old bloke goes this weekend. We've given him a good rev up, and let's hope he can get him right.
One of the interesting things in the last few rounds of Carrera Cup is that one driver generally dominates the entire weekend. Michael Patrizzi did it at Bathurst, Daniel Gaunt did it at Phillip Island and at Townsville, which is a little bit strange because these cars are all exactly the same. So it's all about finding the demon tweak. But with this track this weekend, that might not be the case.
No, you're right. This is a track where aggressive driving and a full-on attack is going to help you get to the front of the grid. You probably don't have to have the best setup car here, so the guys that are the most committed are going to be at the front this weekend.
The great thing too about the Porsche Carrera Cup is that there's two fights within the fight. There's the professional drivers that we all know so well who are fighting it out at the front of the field. Then there's the elite class drivers who make up the majority of the grid. No matter which way you look at it, there's 2 rounds to go and 2 titles going down to the wire.
This is round 6 of the Porsche City Index Carrera Cup. The start of race 1 on the Gold Coast didn't go according to plan.
Craig Baird on pole for the second straight time in 2011 on his home track. Max Twigg, though, has not made it around the warm-up lap. And the elite class championship leader, we're hearing from pit lane, has a drive shaft failure, but the race is underway. Baird makes the jump. Daniel Gaunt second, and Johnny Reid all over Ben Barker.
It really gets tight down here into the first chicane. It really narrows up. These guys have got to be extra careful to be able to get through. Well, a big lock up on the inside there. Let's hope they all get through there in one piece. Get this race underway.
Well, a few of them did cut the chicane there, but up to the old where the second chicane used to be. It's a hairpin now, and Patrizzi gets to the side of Stevie Richards.
Really careful. Got to be careful with these cars. Front radiators, left and right side, very easy to pop, and that's when you see the fluid coming out. Oh, it looks like Patrizzi got away with that.
But he lost a spot. Matt Coleman got by. Safety car being called. No doubt that's for Max Twigg. And Max Twigg being towed into pit lane. Such a shame. He was 9th on the grid overall. He leads the elite class.
After the restart, the lead drivers opened up a small gap, making the battle for 4th the one to watch.
Barker, Richards, Michael Patrizzi, they're all locking the right front Michelin into that final turn, and Ben Barker looks like he's struggling for power down.
Yeah, good run for Steve Richards out there onto the front straight. This is really the time where he wants to set himself up for a really good run through the first chicane in order to get down the inside at turn 4. One of the best passing opportunities on the track.
And Richards has struggled this weekend. He qualified 6th. Remember, he comes into the championship.
He's close.
Here's his chance. In the gap, Barker gives him room. Good stuff.
Nice clean pass there from Richo. Now Barker looks like he's going to be under a fair bit of pressure from Patrizzi.
Patrizzi, the Bathurst round winner, closing in on the Englishman who's driving for Team BRM this year. And it looks like Barker's fading in the second half of this race.
Just looks like his tyres are starting to go away a little bit. Patrizzi just putting his nose up there on the inside, coming into turn 14. Good run out of the corner here. Let's see if Patrizzi can maybe replicate what Stephen Richards did just a moment ago to pass Barker into turn 4. As I said before, one of the best passing opportunities on the track.
The Kiwis are 1, 2, 3. Richards, who's technically Kiwi/Aussie, he's 4th. And the Englishman's 5th, so Patrizzi leads the way for the Australian-born drivers. And he slices through that chicane. This will give him a big chance in a 4.
Massive amount of curb up there on the inside, trying to keep his mid-corner speed up. Obviously, it was faster than Barker's and got the job done at turn 4. Good move.
And that's been one of the issues this weekend. Cars across the curbs. There's no bollards for this race, so some of them are able to take a few liberties, but they're really on the edge of what the race officials will let them get away with.
Steve Stephen Richards quickly bridged the gap to the drivers fighting for second.
Have a look at how much curb they take through that first chicane. It's Gaunt Reed. We're on board. Laser Plumbing and Electrical Porsche with Stephen Richards, fresh from his endurance runs with Mark Winterbottom for FPR. They finished 4th at Bathurst. He's desperately trying to gain some ground on these young Kiwis. And I tell you what, Daniel Gaunt says, he says, look, TV does not do this track justice. He's never raced here before, as has Johnny Reid. Stephen Richards, he's been around here a million times in a V8 supercar.
He has, and, you know, really caught up to this duo here, running for second. Well, missed a gear there.
And he gives up. He goes down the escape road. Rather than nosing the tyre wall, this is disaster. He's got to find reverse.
That's going to drop him a long way down the field now.
On the last lap, out in front, Baird was in cruise control, while Gaunt and Reid were chasing maximum points.
The Jet Travel Insurance Porsche is on its way home. Gaunt and Reid, the two younger Kiwis, they're getting stuck right in this, but they're desperate because Baird is earning more points back on them.
Absolutely. It's a big lock up there from Gaunt into the last corner. He's held on to it, though. I think he's still going to just finish in front of Reid. Very tight in the championship here, as you can see. Great race from these two guys.
They can't stop this man, though. Craig Baird picks up race 1 on the Gold Coast. He won 2 races here. The last time the series ran in 2008. Patrizzi next, then Ben Barker. But Craig Baird breaks Alex Davison's record. He's now won 36 races in the Carrera Cup Championship. And James Kandouris wins the elite class for the first time this year.
Well, Craig, was it as easy as it looked?
Oh, well, it kind of was. You know, it's just funny. Sometimes I just spoke to Dan Gaunt then. I said it was like his car at Townsville. Just for whatever reason, the driver combination, the setup just works, and that's what we've got here. My car's on rails. I got hotter when I got out of the car than what I was in it. But I kind of had my dander up a little bit before the weekend because I heard a couple of rumours. A Porsche team owner said he was Beardo's over it and he's past it. He's too old. Don't worry about it. So we'll see. Nothing like riling me up.
When we return, it's the Race 2 highlights from the streets of Surfers Paradise.